So I grew up the youngest out of the 3 kids my parents raised together. And watching my older brothers was very enlightening because I saw my mom use the phrase, "Are you sure?" Now, she used that as, "Look, child, I don't think you really know what's going to happen, but think this through." So she says this to me when I was 14, and for my birthday, I wanted to go to the Holocaust Museum. It was the first time I hear her say, "Are you sure?" And I, being the baby of the family, was like, you know what? I'm just gonna dive head in with everything I got. I am not sure about anything, but I'm gonna say yes. So my 14th birthday comes and I say yes. I am absolutely positively sure, and did not realize that it was incredibly powerful. But I didn't forget that my mom would say, "Are you sure?" When I got to college, I quickly found myself, in COVID, transferred to Millersville. And I was not at all sure about what I was doing. Every day I was getting up, I was doing Zoom calls, not sure who my professors were, if they cared, what I was really studying in the end. To be quite honest, I don't know how I got through any of it. We get back in person, and I had switch advisors. And I decide, you know what, for the first time, I'm gonna be a good student. And I decide the first week, I'm gonna meet my new advisor. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm 22, this is not the first class I've had, you're not the first advisor I've had, but I'm here, I'm now your advisee. And she looks at me and goes, "I want you in my craft of history class." Okay. And I was like, well, I took it in the spring and I dropped it, I didn't like it. She goes, no, you need my class. And my friend had told me to blindly trust her. Don't ask, "Are you sure?" Just blindly follow. And I was like, okay, I will. That's it. I will blindly follow. It worked really well for my friend. I will just go with it. So I go in the first day, and she in lecture said, "Phyllis Schlafly to burn in hell," and that's when I was like, okay, I need to stay. I was like, yes, this is obviously the right professor, but I wasn't sure it was the right course. And through it, it was drawing out a 10-page paper to see if, you really liked history, historiography, writing it, and taking it from trivia night to a passion. And through the course, I'm finding I really love it. I love going every day to school, and I'm going through archives online, and I'm finding new things. And 3 times a week, I'm saying, oh my God, I found this really cool thing that nobody else cares about, but I care about. And I'm realizing that it's really my passion. And I had switched majors before, and my parents were kind of like, well, okay, whatever, you do you, you'll figure it out. But I knew this time, if I said to my mom, I want to just go with history. Just go for it, just not teach it, just go straight for my BA in history. She would ask, "Are you sure?" And therefore, the last half of that semester, I was researching 2 things. I was researching my project on Jewish feminists, that's a whole other thing, but I was also researching what do you do with a history degree. And my plan was, if I went to my mom and I was like, see, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and I'm gonna be this really cool person by the end of it, and you don't have to ever worry about my finances ever again, she would sit there in her recliner and be like, okay, you've got this all figured out? Because I knew that question was coming. And as I'm researching, I'm like, well, I don't really know what I want to do, but I keep going with it. And the night comes, I had told her all semester what I found so interesting about it, that I really loved this course. I loved the craft of history. And I go to her and I'm like, I think I really want to go on for my master's and my PhD. And I don't know how any of this really fits together, but I think it'll be cool, and I can eventually be a published author, and I'll go to conferences, and this is everything I want. And this is the plan I have. And my mom goes, well, now you are sure. I don't even need to ask it. And it was in prepping for that I realized that I loved research enough to research before my mom asked, and that was really my calling.